Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're diving into something a little different. Well, actually, pretty relevant for anyone in the technical writing world, right?
Definitely, especially if you're in documentation or IT.
Yeah, for sure. This deep dive was actually suggested by senior technical writer Curt Robbins.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so we're going to be taking a look at the World Economic Forum's Future of Jobs Report 2025.
That's a big one.
Yeah, it came out just this January, and it's massive. Over 1,000 employers, get this, 14 million workers
Wow.
across 22 industries and 55 economies. I mean, it's really comprehensive.
And it doesn't just look at the present, right? It projects out to 2030s.
Exactly. So that's what we're going to be unpacking today, kind of like a roadmap for the future of work, especially for, professions that are really closely tied to tech and how industries are changing, like technical writing, right?
Absolutely.
So let's jump right in. The report identifies 5 major trends that are kind of reshaping the global job market, and one that really jumped out at me was this broadening digital access.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Huge, right? They say it's going to impact something like 60% of businesses by 2030.
And it's not just about businesses adopting technology. It's like, what does that mean for the people who work there?
Yeah, totally. It's about that ripple effect.
You think about the rise of AI, robotics, energy tech, all that. It's creating this massive demand for people who not only understand these technologies, but can explain them clearly.
Right, and that's where, technical writers come in.
Exactly.
It's not enough to be tech savvy. You got to be able to bridge that gap between, like, the tech world and the everyday person.
Make it understandable.
So I'm actually curious, for our listeners out there, how do you see your roles evolving alongside all these advancements in AI and automation? And where do you fit in?
Well, I think technical writers are going to be essential in making these complex technologies, well, accessible. User
Mm.
manuals, training materials, online help docs, all that needs to be clear, concise, easy to understand.
It's not just the how-to anymore, though, is it?
No, not at all. It's the why, the what ifs, ethical considerations, the risks, how it all impacts people's lives.
That's a great point. So digital access, huge GE factor, but the report also points to the rising cost of living.
Oh, yeah.
It's a big one,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Affecting about 50% of businesses.
Yeah, definitely.
So how do you see this playing out in the job market, especially for folks listening, the technical writers?
Well, as companies become more, cost conscious, they're going to be looking for employees who can do more with less.
Right.
Efficient, adaptable, wear multiple hats, that kind of thing.
So not just good writing, but problem solving, strategic thinking, even a bit of project management maybe.
Exactly. Technical writers need to show their value goes beyond just producing documents, right?
Yeah.
Analyzing user needs, streamlining processes, advocating for effective communication.
Okay, so we've got digital access, cost of living, and then there's climate change mitigation.
Another big one.
Yeah, which the report frames as both a challenge and an opportunity.
Definitely. We're seeing the rise of those green jobs, right? And a demand for people who can help businesses become more sustainable.
Yeah, and for technical writers, what does that look like specifically?
Well, it could be documenting these new green technologies, explaining environmental regulations, even helping companies communicate their sustainability efforts to the public.
It's like they're at the forefront of this whole transition to a
Yeah.
more sustainable future.
Absolutely. And the report actually mentions, for the first time, environmental stewardship skills.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, as a top 10 need.
Wow. Okay, trend number 4. This one's a bit of a mouthful. Geoeconomic fragmentation.
Yeah, I had to look that one up too.
Can you break it down for us, like in simple terms? How might it impact technical writers?
Basically, it's about how, global tensions and shifting politics are impacting business models.
Okay.
Leads to both offshoring and reshoring of jobs, so a lot of uncertainty.
And for technical writers.
It could mean adapting to different cultural contexts, translating materials, working with remote teams across time zones, that sort of thing.
So not just technical skills, but also cultural sensitivity, adaptability,
Yeah.
navigating a more, complex global landscape.
It's a lot to juggle, but it also presents this opportunity for them to become truly global communicators.
Yeah, bridging those divides.
Exactly, facilitating collaboration in a more interconnected world, even with all the fragmentation going on.
All right, last but not least, demographic shifts, aging populations in some places, booming younger populations in others.
Right, a lot of change happening.
How might this impact the workforce, and where do technical writers fit in?
Well, it underscores the need for writers who can create documentation that works for a multi-generational workforce.
Oh, I see.
Think about online help portals that are intuitive for both, digital natives, and those who might be less tech savvy.
It's inclusive design, recognizing that the workforce is becoming more diverse in terms of age, background, tech proficiency, all of that.
Exactly. And as technology keeps evolving at this crazy pace, creating clear, concise documentation that everyone can understand, that's going to be even more crucial.
So user experience and accessibility, more important than ever.
Definitely.
Okay, so we've covered the 5 big trends shaping the future of work. And it seems like there's some real, I don't know, exciting opportunities out there for technical writers.
Yeah, for sure.
But now let's get into the specifics. Like, what does the report actually say about the jobs outlook? What are we looking at?
Well, despite all this disruption, the report actually predicts, get this, net job growth.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but, and here's the catch, the types of jobs that are in demand, those are shifting rapidly.
Okay, so hit us with the highlights then. What are the fastest growing job types that our listeners should be aware of? What's hot right now?
Well, not surprisingly, tech-related roles are at the top.
As expected, I guess.
But it's not just about coding anymore. It's about the roles that bridge that gap between technology and the user experience.
Right, right. Okay. Can you give us some specific examples? Like, what kind of roles are we talking about here?
Think fintech engineers, AI and machine learning specialists, cybersecurity analysts. These are the fields that are just exploding right now.
Wow.
But they all need people who can explain complex technical concepts to a non-technical audience, and that's where, you guessed it, technical writers come in.
So it's not about being threatened by these advancements. It's about seeing them as opportunities.
Absolutely. They have a unique skill set that's becoming even more valuable in this tech-driven world.
It's translating the complex into the understandable, the technical into the human.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've talked about the jobs on the rise, but what about the ones facing decline? What should our listeners be aware of there?
Well, jobs that are heavily reliant on manual tasks or those that can be easily automated, those are facing decline.
Okay, so like what kind of examples?
Like administrative assistants, bank tellers, data entry clerks, those are being impacted.
So for technical writers, I mean, the key is to focus on skills that can't be easily automated, right? Like what? Critical thinking, creativity, problem solving.
Yeah, complex communication, those uniquely human skills that will be in high demand.
Even as tech keeps advancing.
Exactly.
But here's the million-dollar question. How do we actually prepare for this?
Yeah.
What can our listeners do to stay ahead of the curve?
Well, the report really emphasizes continuous learning, upskilling, reskilling. It's an ongoing process, not a one-time thing.
And it's not just on the individual, right?
No, employers have a huge role to play, providing training, fostering a culture of continuous learning.
And the good news is the report found that most employers, 77% I think it was, expect upskilling to actually enhance productivity.
It's a win-win.
Totally. So what does this mean for technical writers specifically? What kind of training would be most beneficial?
There are a lot of great options out there, online, in person, things like UX writing, API documentation, content strategy, even data visualization.
That's helpful. And it's great to know there are so many resources available.
Right, and don't forget networking, staying connected with other professionals, conferences, webinars, online communities, all of that.
Okay, so we've talked about skills disruption, the need to upskill, but what about companies themselves? What are they doing to adapt to all this and attract the right talent?
Well, the report highlights several strategies, things like skills-based hiring, investing in training, which we talked about, but also remote work options, flexible schedules, diversity and inclusion initiatives.
So it's not just about salary anymore. It's about creating a work environment that is attractive.
Exactly. Companies are realizing they need to offer more than just a paycheck.
It's about work-life balance, diversity, continuous learning, all of that.
And being open to new ways of working, like remote work, flexible schedules.
Right, because people are looking for more than just a job, right? It's purpose, belonging, a company that aligns with their values.
Especially younger generations, they have different expectations. Looking for companies that are socially responsible, environmentally conscious, making a positive impact.
So companies need to think about their employer brand, how they're perceived.
Absolutely. In this competitive market, they need to stand out, tell their story, highlight their values, create a compelling employee value proposition.
Okay, so what are some examples of companies doing this well? Like, what are they actually doing?
Well, we're seeing companies offering unique perks, on-site childcare, student loan repayment assistance, even unlimited vacation time. Some are experimenting with 4-day work weeks.
Wow, that's interesting.
It's all about finding ways to attract and keep top talent.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground today. The transformative trends, the importance of upskilling, those key workforce strategies.
And through it all, we've seen how technical writers are essential in this evolving landscape. Their skills are becoming even more valuable.
Their skills in communication, information design, technology, all of that.
Yeah, it's a really interesting time to be in this field.
Before we wrap up, I want to reiterate that this Future of Jobs Report 2025, it's a treasure trove of information. It goes into specific industries and regions.
So you can get really tailored insights.
Exactly, so we encourage you to check it out.
Yeah, dive into the data that's relevant to you and start planning your next move.
Because, like we've been discussing, in this rapidly changing world, the most valuable asset isn't just what you know, it's how quickly you can learn.
That's a great point.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We'll be back soon with another episode exploring a topic that matters to you. Until then, keep learning, keep growing, and keep thriving.